Before I start,
spoiler alert!
Because these tricks have to do with bosses, there's a few of them that will show footage from the last boss of the game. Granted, none of them are from new games, but some people are picky and don't want anything spoiled. If you don't want anything spoiled from some old-ass games,
don't watch this video.
You've been warned. Now for all of those that are still here...
Number 10.
I know we just did a review on this game, but I felt like I should elaborate on the final boss battle against Cohagen. What I said was...
What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? You shoot a bunch and win? Yay!
The part I left out was that this is actually a bit of an exploit, but it's an exploit any gamer would find, hence it being so low on the list. Only a specific amount of animations can happen at once in this game before the NES freaks out and won't let you shoot anymore. Also, you can only have up to 3 bullets on screen at a time. Cohagen is programmed to jump every time you shoot, which makes it damn complicated when you first try to fight him. Ooh, that can't be good. So what happens when you combine these programming oddities together?
Let our powers combine!
The easiest boss fight ever. All you gotta do is walk over, stand on the right side of the pyramid thing, and shoot as fast as you can. Boom! That was easy. I never want to play this fucking game again.
Number 9.
In The Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, the last boss of the game is Shadow Link. Sort of the same idea as in Ocarina of Time, but in this case, he's the last boss. Shadow Link is an extremely hard fight since he is just as strong as you and uses all of your moves. To beat him without the exploit is absolutely doable, but also very risky as you've just finished another fairly tough boss fight in the previous room, so this is sort of your grand finale showdown. By crouching in the lower left corner and repeatedly stabbing, Shadow Link will be fairly vulnerable. Just so you know, this exploit does not necessarily guarantee no damage. Shadow Link can jump over you and land on top of you, which causes some serious damage. And why do I get hurt when he touches me, but I can't touch him to kill him? Maybe he's touching me inappropriately. Now I'm sad. Where was I? Oh yeah. This trick doesn't guarantee you get away with no damage at all, but I never failed to beat him with this trick.
Number 8.
Oh, Sega. Such a shame. Especially with awesome games like Sonic, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles. Okay, so obviously I never played much Sega as a kid. It certainly wasn't because I didn't want to, it's just that we only had an NES. I did eventually get myself a Sega Genesis, but by that point the Genesis wasn't really the cool kid on the block anymore. But I had my Sonic 1 and 2 and a couple of other titles, and boy did I have fun! Sonic 2 blew my mind when I was a kid. And even better, I found out it was 2-player co-op. A second player can simply plug in a controller and take over Tails? That's freaking awesome. So obviously, the first thing we realized is that Tails can't die. Like, at all. Sure, he can fall into a pit or go off screen, but just a few seconds later he comes motoring back down from the sky and you put him to work again. But what does all this mean for the list of tricks I hear you asking? Everything! Stand back and let your friend kill the bosses for you. Sure, there's a couple of things the boss can do to go after Sonic still, but why risk falling into a pit or losing your rings? Just let your two-toned, two-tailed little friend take all the risk for you.
Number 7.
Holy crap, what did Castlevania do to itself? It grew up and became freaking awesome, This game is fucking amazing! This shit is crazy. You can whip up, you can whip down, left and right, diagonal, and whatever the fuck direction this is. Now here's a trick that's easy to pull off but doesn't make the battle against death too easy. When you enter the chamber, stand with your back against the small ledge on the left. While Death throws his sickles at you, hold your whip straight up in the air. None of the sickles will hit you.
By the power of Grayskull!
Once he's done, he'll float down to the right-hand corner and either rush at you, which won't hit you, but give you a chance to get 1 or 2 hits on him, or he'll throw his scythe at you while sucking you towards him. This is a prime time to get 4 or 5 hits on him. Just make sure you get back into position before he starts throwing sickles at you and flying around again. All it takes is a little practice and a little patience to get the pattern down.
NumberSix.
Mega Man 2. My favorite Mega Man game. Well, maybe. I mean, I love Mega Man 3 and Mega Man X. God, it's too hard to choose. Either way, this trick has to do with Metal Man in Mega Man 2. Metal Man's weapon is so damn powerful, and easily the best weapon in the whole game. You can shoot left, right, up, down, diagonal, whatever direction you want, and on top of that, it's actually the weakness of Metal Man. His own freaking weapon. Just how powerful? It kills him in one shot. That is, one shot if you play on the weak sauce normal mode. I'm playing on difficult though, so how many shots does it take on difficult mode? 2. He's freaking dead before he can really do anything. How do you like that? How do you like them apples? Thanks for the weapon. Take that, bitch. Here's a taste of your own medicine. You know what? Forget it. I'm terrible at this.
NumberFive.
Probably one of the best known NES boss tricks out there, but still one of my favorites. I'm pretty sure a friend told me how to do it, but that didn't make it any less cool. At that point, I don't think I'd ever beaten a boss in a video game without taking any damage at all. And it was simple. So simple. When you enter the screen with Rocksteady, simply jump back up on top of the boxes to the right, switch to Donatello, kneel down, and smack him in the head repeatedly with your bow staff. The simplicity of this trick still astounds me. There's no need for a complex series of events and moves, no actual glitching to do. Just climb on top of the boxes and beat the shit out of them.
NumberFour.
This fight is awesome. A battle of wits and stealth. Now keep in mind folks, if you use either of these two tricks, you will not be able to get the Moss Camo or the Mosin Nagant. The first trick is kinda cheap, but I'm not here to judge. While traveling through Ponizaviji South, you will come to an easy-to-miss fork in the path near the end of the area. The northwestern path will get you some cool stuff, including the SVD sniper rifle, which you can take with you when you go back to where you just came from and take the north path. When you get close enough to the warehouse docks, you will get a cutscene. After the cutscene, you can quickly get out your rifle, take the easy way out, and kill him while he's asleep in a wheelchair on the dock of the warehouse. But if you thought that was the trick I was talking about, you'd be wrong. The trick I'm thinking of for this list is done during the fight. Leading up to the fight with the end, you keep hearing about how old he is, and even listen to him ask for more time on Earth to kill one last victim.
I beg of you, grant me the strength to take this final prey. Let me linger in this world just a little longer.
You can just let him die.
Drop your weapon.
Seriously. If you save during the fight and turn off the game, you can come back a week later and he'll have died of old age. How sad is that? Don't want to wait a week? Want to get past this right now? Sure thing. Just go ahead and change your system clock to a week or more ahead and load your save game. Nice and easy.
NumberThree.
Now here's one boss you really don't need to be afraid of. As far as the fight goes under normal circumstances, it's not hard at all. I never needed this exploit as a kid, but need it or not, this is absolutely an interesting one. There's really not much to say about it, so I'm just gonna get right down to it. When you climb to the top of the ladder, Chintai comes out of the door, and you have two options. You can either fight him, as the game designers intended, or you can simply climb back down 2 ladders and despawn him. I wish I had a way to talk about this for more time, but I mean really that's it. The whole trick in one quick paragraph.
NumberTwo.
I used to love Blaster Master as a kid. Still do as a matter of fact. Fluid controls, the change between a side-scrolling action platformer and an overhead shooter, the upgrades to the car that gave me a sense of accomplishment, but especially the music. Just listen to the amazing music in this game. Now this game is hard. 3 lives, 5 continues. Sounds like a lot? but it's actually kinda required. Crabulus is the boss I remember most prominently. Why? I don't know. Why do you remember stuff? The pause trick is very simple to explain. Being good at dodging attacks becomes the main focus with the later bosses. The pause trick only works on 4 of the 9 bosses in this game: Crabulus, Frozen Crabulus, Fred, and Enhanced Fred. How do you do this trick? Come on! It's called the pause trick! Okay, I'll explain in more detail. To perform this trick while in a fight with one of the earlier mentioned 4 bosses, lob a grenade at the boss's body, and while he's taking damage, pause the game. If timed correctly, the grenade will continue to explode indefinitely, repeatedly damaging the boss. Once you're sure the boss has taken enough damage, unpause the game and he will die. Side effects may include repeatedly damaging yourself. If you happen to be in contact with the boss's body and taking damage yourself, you will also continue receiving damage until you unpause. Just be sure you're in good health and talk to your doctor before taking pause trick.
Number 1.
Final Fantasy VI, or 3 depending on where you live, I'm going to call it 6 for this list, because it's right, is hands down my favorite Final Fantasy game ever.
Final Fantasy VII!
Final Fantasy VII was clearly the better game, right? Well, what you need to understand is, first off, Final Fantasy VII wasn't out yet. Final Fantasy VI was the newest game. And the second thing you need to understand is that while I had played and beaten Final Fantasy 1 and 4 already, the story from those games just didn't entice me as much. Final Fantasy VI was the first time I was sucked into a game's story to this extent. Sure, I'd played all the great NES and SNES games out there to that point, but Final Fantasy VI had such an amazing story and great character progression. Well, for some characters anyway. But why did I choose this as my number 1 spot for a list that's based around tricks to kill bosses? For the Phantom Train. It is the only undead boss in the entire game, and when I played this, I couldn't just go to Google and find out how to beat it.
That shit wasn't invented yet!
I had to try the hard way. Get killed by the boss, grind, get killed, grind, and then it hit me. All my past experiences in gaming flowed together, giving me the ultimate answer! If cure can hurt it, then what if every curative item has the opposite effect? Damn, I was smart! Using a Phoenix Down will instantly kill this boss. How much easier does it get than that? Go into your items, select Phoenix Down, point it at the boss. I mean, serious, come on! Oh, and what was I thinking? I would be missing a huge opportunity if I failed to mention you can also use Sabin to suplex the train. Suplex the train. Video game logic strikes again. Hey everybody, thanks for watching our video on our top 10 best boss tricks that, we remember from when we were kids. And keep in mind that this is our list. I'm sure there's plenty more that we missed. So if you like the video, why not click like down in the bottom there? And if you really like our stuff, why not click subscribe? We're always happy to read new comments from people, whether you like us, don't like us, doesn't really matter to us. We just do this for fun. So until next time everybody, thanks for watching the Midnight Game Room. Game on.